What is going on, guys? I know it's been a long time since we've did anything on this channel, but I do have good news. The Mustang does have an engine in it. Currently, that's got the 4.6, but we're getting water, or coolant, I should say, in the number 5 and the number 6 cylinders. So, we're going to take this intake off, and we're going to attempt to put this new intake on from O'Reilly's. It's just going to be a temporary fix until we can do a PI swap and get the thing built a little bit better. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's supposed to come with the thermostat and then like gaskets, everything you'll need to do the replacement. I hope that it does a pretty good job and seals up good. I'm not going to bore you guys with all of the taking everything off. You know, there's plenty of videos out there to show you how to take this thing off. I don't really have the hands to be able to record and take everything apart. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. Once we get it all taken apart, I will get back with you guys about what is actually damaged, if it actually is the intake, or if we're in a bit of another predicament with some other stuff that's wrong with it. I'm hoping that's not the case. Everything I've read so far and kind of seen, I did a compression test on it. All of the cylinders come out at like 165 to 170. So I'm really not thinking there's a blown head gasket or anything like that. So once I get this off, we'll get back with you guys and I'll show you guys any damage that we find on the way. All right, peace. All right, we are back. We've got most of our stuff out of the way. You got your throttle body off. You got, all your vacuum lines and fuel rail. You just take the fuel rail on both sides, pull them out of the way. That way you don't have to unhook the, quick disconnects, because they just kind of slide right over. The one thing I wanted to point out was when you're doing this, be careful not to break these. This one only controls the temperature gauge that you see. So it's not too big of a deal. I've actually been running around with this one like this for a minute just because I meant to replace it after I put the engine in. Never got around to it, and it never had really much of a big ordeal. But it's probably not a good thing. That one's the one that you need for your ECM. That tells your fans when to kick on and all of that good stuff. I did get one to replace this while I'm in here, so no big deal. But I just wanted to update everything on pulling everything out of the way. Now we're just gonna have to take out the bolts to hold the intake on, as well as the thermostat housing, because we'll need that to reuse, but we do have a new thermostat. And I think that's about it. We're gonna try to pull everything without pulling as much as we can. And we'll be back whenever the intake's off. All right, so we've got the intake off. I don't really see too much visible damage on the intake. It seems like everything's pretty well sealed up. Got some stuff here where it looks like maybe this little plastic piece is warped. So I'm not entirely sure this was the issue, but I'm still gonna put the other one on just to see. You can kind of tell that these intake runners are significantly cleaner than the other side. So that still leads me to believe that coolant is getting in here from this somehow. Probably just a little bit. It wasn't leaking terrible, but we still got a little bit on there. I'm gonna clean this up, get it all nice and ready for the intake to go back on, and I will be back in a little bit. So it's the next morning. We kind of ran out of daylight yesterday. We did take it out for a little drive, but I totally forgot to record. It was still kind of breaking up a little bit on like idle and under a little bit of power, but it kind of cleared up higher in the RPM. I'm not entirely sure if we've got it completely fixed. We're still going to monitor the coolant level because it's full right now. We got all of it in there. We're going to monitor that over the next week just to see if we're leaking anything out. I did notice, checking it this morning, when I put this back on, I don't know if you can see in there, this vacuum line I was putting on in the dark and I missed. So we're gonna put that back like that, and yeah, hopefully that helps a lot with the cutting out issue at idle and when you start to go under load. And we're gonna give you a nice little start up here in just a second. Once my kiddo is out of the way. Hey, hey, come here, dude.
Okay.
Hopefully we don't see any big puff of smoke. If we do, I mean, I don't know, it might be residual, it might not be.
Yeah.
We don't really know for sure. You gonna get in?
Yeah.
When I put this thing in, this engine in, I still gotta do some wiring. So we gotta start it with the old push button. No smoke that come out. I definitely felt the heat come out on my leg. Well, so far, I kind of forgot to start recording, but so far, the engine's running pretty good. I haven't really got on it yet, but I'm also kind of waiting on it to warm up a little bit, just so that there's pressure in the coolant. Assume for now it might be spark plugs, it might not be, I don't really know. Maybe I got something hooked up wrong, not entirely sure yet, but we're gonna find out one way or another. So far though, I haven't noticed much smoke. So I think maybe the coolant is fixed, like the coolant issue might be fixed. We won't really know that until like a couple of weeks or a couple of days at least, I'm sure, because it wasn't a big leak to begin with. But if the coolant stays consistent, I'm pretty confident in calling the victory on that. But we're definitely gonna have to figure out where this breaking up issue is coming from before I'm more confident in like calling a major victory overall. At the end of the day, I just need to get this thing to last long enough to get an actual daily driver, just so that I can pull this engine out and we can get it built for some more power than what it's going to be putting out right now. Do a PI swap, you know, all the good stuff on that. Probably, alright guys, so I did a little experimenting, and I think I might have had one of the injector lines swapped for the number 3 and 4 cylinders, because I swapped them around just kind of out of curiosity, and it seems like it's running a lot better. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little pull, see if it breaks up at all. Like right now we're running about 60, and it's not breaking up at all. Probably won't be able to hear me whenever I do this, so I'm just going to shut up. But here we go. Oh yeah, I think that I don't know how I managed to get those two mixed, but apparently I did, because there's no way in hell that it would have fixed that or like run better by swapping them if they weren't bad in the first place, right? I mean, stay tuned. Maybe I end up blowing this son of a gun up trying to do something that I'm not even sure of, but I think I might have got it handled. Still not 100% on the coolant, but I'll let you guys know whenever I know. Catch you guys on the flip side.